called good debts and bad debts. Izikweletu ezisuke sesithi it's bad debts, those are consumption debts. Yabo lezi kweletu egcina seziyibhedini ngenxa yokuthi nge-festive kwakubhizi imicimbi eminingi uswapile uthi ngiyoswapa lesuti ngiyoswapa leloko akusakhokheki imicimbi idlulile manje nesuti ayisagqokeki ngistakile ngiyezwakala ngiwamexile wonke ini ama-retail credit cards wami so it has tend to be bad because asimanejanga kahle angeke ngikhulume kubantwana abasaqala ukusebenza masaqala ukusebenza build your credit record don't rush for bigger purchases okay let me give you a rule of thumb you must use when purchasing a car if you are purchasing a car you must make sure that in terms of affordability rule it is actually between 20 to 25% of your income. So meaning that manghola 10,000, at least 3,000, 2.5 we are towards the month. Angazi no miskhona installments at 2.5 angazi. Uma singekho kushuthi you don't afford it. Do you get me? Because uzohola 10,000 ube ne installment ka 6,000, it means when usebenzela ini asidluleke lapho. When you are purchasing a property, you must also use the same rule of thumb that 30% of your income must comfortably cover for your bond repayments. Are we together? If you pay 60% of your income towards a bond, we have a big challenge. We have what? A very big challenge. So it means you must actually make sure that things don't get out of your financial control. So that is the rule of thumb you must keep. So, umuntu who has already messed up a credit record, I repeat this, i-system esisebenza now is called credit scoring. Not ukuthi ublacklistwe. If you are applying for credit and you are being declined, you are not blacklisted, but your credit score is poor. You don't need attorneys and lawyers to sort that issue out. You need to make payments arrangements. You need to arrange when njani? Ukubhadala. So, ngifuna ukuthi size so ukuze lenkulumo yethu izwakale kalula. If you can't get or access credit now, you need to look for iskoloto esincane. Tell yourself that I will start by sorting the smaller one first and finish it. Obviously, you'll be paying little towards other debts. But if you are paying good, man, yes, a jet or in Owishabani, 500. Let me pay 500 in the next 3 months. Sort it out and in totally confirmation, yani, your clearance. That alone will positively influence your credit score. Iyaqala manje njani iyaphakama because my less than 500 we call it poor. So you need to upgrade it. You are not blacklisted, but your credit score is what? Poor. You are simply listed. Everyone who access credit is listed in all credit bureaus. Because credit bureau is they store history of how you use credit. Are you paying on time, or you need to be reminded before you even start to pay? You get my point? That is why among an askoloto, trying to access debts, it becomes difficult because you have no history. So you cannot purchase a car with no history of how you pay your debts. Do you get the point? If you are still 530, it's still unfavorable. You are high risk. Even if you get debts, credit, access to credit, you will actually experience a bigger interest because of what we call annual percentage rate, that is APR that is affordability, that is credit scoring. I'll explain what is all these things and is mentioned. So once we finish the smaller one, you are now we are motivated. Let me follow with another one, a smaller one. Now we are take leisure, so finish it two. Yabona manje ukuthi le mali yalezi eziyi2 suyayithatha manje usuyifaka kulezi ezibhika nyana. Suyaqala awukathathi more debts for now. Sisadila ne-issue yani yaleyo ukuthi angithi ukulungisa la ezincane ngiqale ngezincane nginyuke nazo kakhulu. That is a snowball effect that you approach towards paying off your debts and making sure that your credit score is starting to rise. So masesifika kuma 580, that is simply average. 580 to 520, you still average, you are able to get what? Credit. But with average, you cannot be approved for a house or a mortgage bond because you are still average. What is 630 to 650? You can now apply for a house or a bond, and then you can be approved if the affordability is also there. Because there's a difference between a good credit score, but you lack affordability. Affordability talks to, do you have money left after expenses? You may pay all your debts and be left with nothing. It means your affordability is poor. It needs to balance. Your credit score must also balance with what? Affordability. So now we are teaching you to use credit to your advantage. Use credit to up your credit score. Don't take things you don't need, but when you need some things, you need some school children uniform, swapa laphe Woolworths, upatare futhi to make sure you are increase. If the due date is on the 25, shamhlaka 30 supatare. It means you pay earlier than the due. That alone count positive towards your credit score. But if you are being reminded to pay after umhlaka 7, umhlaka 7 it's a grace period. From umhlaka 1, uma bewuju ngomhlaka 31, from umhlaka 1 iyangena ini interest. Iyaqala credit score yenzeni iya affected. Ukubhadara prior to due is very positive to help your credit score up. Why I'm saying keep your credit score good? It's simply because there are few people who afford to buy car cash njengoba senza thina. Sibambalwa. Ngiyezwakala. Sibambalwa singabantu esinama title deed okusho ukuthi kunezindlu esinazo ezipaid off. Angisho nyeke wena uvele uqhubula indlu 2 million nje uwe. But you will need what? Access to credit. And then you use that credit as your leverage. Uyangithola mos? Okay. So i-credit score yakho mayisi ko 630, 650. I-affordability ikhona. Ungarashi ukuthenga izimoto ezi-expensive. Yabo le moto yokuthi awusayithengeli ukuthi uyayi-afforda. Uyithengela i-self-esteem. Shuthi mhlawumbe i-self-esteem ilower. Ufuna ukuyivusa mhlawumbe ixakeke futhi leyo nkinga. Yabona namhlanje masingaye bunch more uzobona imoto e-auctionwayo. Futhi ezanamhlanje ino 7,000 kilometers ikwi-auction 7,000 kusheshe kwabheda. I'm telling you, I go all auctions, car auctions, property auctions, I attend them all. Uzobona la ukuthi sometimes it was a bad situation, like a loss of a life, breadwinner gone. That is why all these things are repossessed. But the higher situations where it was above my means. So if now honestly, it seems like I'm living beyond my means. So the lifestyle I'm leading is the one I'm not affording. Please do make adjustments. When you are resetting your financial life, people will laugh. So you say we. Beningambona you say we. Akasaphuzi yonke weekend ne-weekend. Usephuza nje ngalawo ma weekend futhi usephuzele ekhaya usewile yabona useyiphuza yedwa usewile ngoba ilokho engikufundisa khona ukuthi yaza awuyishaye nje lapha ekhaya udlala ijezi yakho nje uyishaye nje lapha ekhaya into yakho ulokhu ubuka amashezi akho ngala aka SAB AB InBev lokhu ushaya into encane omunye uzodala siboniso manje ubukhuluma ngeBhayibheli manje usukhuluma ukuthi abantu beshaye yebo washaya uNoah waze wabanqunu lapha eBhayibhelini angiyikhulumi nje into eningi angisayikhulumi ke kwaJesu kuthiwa wafika ngazi wafika phi emshadweni wathi hayi kusancane lokho kufike mina manje JESUS ngicela nifaka amanzi nizobona ngizowenzani kuthiwa badakwa another 2 weeks abantu bathi ubumnandi kangaka Jehi hey kwafika wena wazivula ha umntaka Maria siyabonga yana kwathi iBhayibheli lalithi utshwala bokucelebrate wena unenkinga engaka ucelebrateani usuphuza nje wayengikhulume kanje ingoba inkampani embili ezirich lapha phezulu eJSE ikhampani yotshwala ilandelwa ikhampani kaGwayi bese kulandela ezezimayini okusho ukuthi iningi imali lapha etshwaleni yingakho ke bazalwane nginikhuthaza ekutheni itshalani kuphi etshwaleni uthani amen yabona so ngisesekulo ke udaba lani le credit score builda I credit score yakho kahle bese uyisebenzisa as leverage kwesinye isikhathi uthenge nje iflat ungakathengi usahlala ekhaya bese uyarentisa bese lizikhokhela leyo ibond uyabona sekuyi assets le onjani onayo but kunama tenant enze njani ayikhokhelayo wena usahlala ekhaya ngoba yikho into kumnandi ukuhlala nabazali yikho into ekuphuthumisayo mina ngapha ngajaha ukuphuma elokushini ngaye emafletini ngawafica empty amafleti kwamele ngiyoswap eboardmans ngecredit ukuthatha imbhede namajuvethi namabhodwe nayo yonke into engangikwazi ukuthatha eyasekhaya uyayizwa lo ndaba ngaswapa zonke indawo koHoolworths ngenza sure ukuthi yabo le apartment engifika iempty isethile ngabona manje sekuyinyanga yesithathu ngihlala la efletini ukuthi kangathi ngeke hambe kahle nanga ama debit order enzimanyana ngoba ngabona ngihola uhafu uthi hawu umholo uqedwe yini ngithi mangibheka ayadonsela impela amakhadi awadonsanga umhlolo ngabona ukuthi hawu okay ngathi kuzoshuka kodwa angeke ngibekezele phela istandard esengisibekile manje sinzima kabi ikukhona unembezo omncane ethi uyelela vini bungarenti uhlala nobaba omncane buyele emuva ukhona unembezo usho lokho kodwa ngithi mina bongihleka ngizokwenza njani ngizobekezela ngize ngidlala ingoma yegospel ethi khona ethi ngobekezela Jesu ngobe you understand ngabekezela ha yalandela enye inyanga ngathi mangifika kwibank account ngikusela u400 u6 ekseni ha ngithi mangibheka sekudonse African Bank no credit card yase Absa ke yathatha konke kwakukhona kwasala u400 ngenxa yokuthi ngiyaphuthunya u6 ekseni abantu bayemsebenzini bathi suka ndoda ukubona abantu abanesicefa kanjani abantu akahlala umuntu ku-ATM mina ngiyazi ukuthi uhlaliswa yini nina nazi ukama umuntu useyikhiphile imali ayiphumanga kwaphuma islip akasasuki simile ke manje siwulayini la usibangela isicefe neyethi yozidonswe emile engasuki kwaze kwathiwa suka mlisa ngisuke ngimeceleni ngabuyela efletini mangokha ngakhumbula ukuthi lo 400 bengimele ngiukhiphe mangibuyela umetropolitan usudonsa ifuneral khona la awusaphuma kusaphuma lutho sengibuyele emuva ke manje angisaholanga ngelanga lomholo ipayday ayipainful leyana ngibuyele emuva ke manje ngiyacabanga ukuthi ngizothini manje emsebenzini engifone ngisho ukuthi ngiyagula angizi ngenze njani ngiyagula ngihlale 3 days ngingayi emsebenzini angina grocer anginamali yokumsebenzini sangifonelwa yilabo abanye abangatholanga ekudonseni ukuthi indoda awukhokhanga isikhumbuzo lesi iyeke yerent yabona ke yerent ayikaphume yerent 2 angazi nokuthi yaphumaphi kodwa umngani wami owayixakeke njengami engathi mangiboleka kuye yena lo wayengise African Bank waphinde wathi bamchithile this time African Bank kodwa ukhona omunye waseMayville ongangizama yabona ke lapho sekumashonisa lo yabolo wesibhamu lo ongafuna i-state bank statement ongafune lutho wanginika u400 ngiyabala la ku400 ukuthi ama-nucleus azophuma ithikithi ke manje lesitimela lizophuma ngisebenza ngase-airport sidlula nami isitimela emsebenzini ngoba fanele siye station fanele ngiqale phansi ngonyawo ngenze njani ngibuye hey kwase kuyimpilo engiyijwayele ngenxa yokuthi kwakulula ngoba nama-colleagues ami engangisebenza nawo kahulumeni ayexakekile kuleya department kungcono la eMaritzburg yabona laba lama-colleagues la kahulumeni la ngisuka khona ayahleze ngenamali so ngisuke-ke lapho senginanoMashonisa-ke manje lo wesibhamu hhayi inyanga mayiphela ngizitshela ukuthi kuzomele ngibeke kwi-ATM ngo-12 ebusuku ukuze ngisheshe ngangizwe kuthiwa ingena ngo-12 ukuze-ke manje mayingena ngenze njani ayingakabikho lama-app okureverse imali la khona manje ayingekho so ngikutshela ukuthi ngalesa sikhathi I went to the ATM ngafika futhi kulayini number 6 ngihlezi nje ngikusho lokho angikufihli kwakusebusuku sibamba ulayini ebusuku ngoba ngabona ukuthi sibaningi esingasitholi isikhathi emini yezwana okwangikhulula kwakhona amaphoyisa amabili ngicabanga ukuthi ayisebenza night shift ngoba kwakunevene epakile egqoke iuniform sazizwa sisafe sizokhipha umholo wonke sizowuthatha wonke ngikutshela ukuthi kwashayo 1 ungakangeni ngabona ukuthi sengisele ngedwa ngawuthi ngithi ukubuyela eflatini ngicupha iwash sengicupha u-past 4 ngivuka ngo-past 5 kodwa sengicupha u-past 4 yimi loya ngo-past 4 ama-security la gadi lathi la hey nsizwa ubuyile uyayifuna le mali mangibuya ngikutshela ukuthi ngathi ngifaka ikhadi hawu selidume ladlula mangibuyele endlini ifoni yami into eyaqala ukureport nayo ifoni yami yesikweletu kureport imali eziphumayo zonke kwathi ngo9 kwabe ngena umholo iSMS yomholo ukubona ama debit iqale wona afuthi vele ngena landelane kuba ngathi ubuvala inetwork mase ngena ukuthi qing bese eyomholo ilandela lethi sizothini qing suku sivala kuqala nje leyo kugcina ivele ikhombisa ukuthi idonsi u450 balance 0 or negative hawu bese landela nalamanye engingasafuna ukuwafunda bese ukuthi ingenile ingene kuphi gcineni yinkinga ke lezo mina ke ngadlula kuzona nina ningcono la eMaritzburg nimnandi udake nje sangena saphuma kulo yingakho manje sesikhipha abanye abaseyinkingeni ezifana nezethu yingakho ngithi laba bangala bengangena einkingeni zemali sobatakula ngoba nakithi kusewumsebenzi ukubatakula ngoba futhi mase nitakuleka nonke ibhizinisi lethu liyaphela ngcono laba bangala bebe right kube khona bangeke bebe njani bebe right amadela kufa siyawadinga nawo kuphi empilweni ukuze phela la kwi-immediate managers sikwazi ukubasiza to restore their credit score sibasize ngawo wonke lama services noma ke asithi abangekho la kungabi nina nibe right, the rest ibe njani ba ma customer ethu. Sisabamsene lapho. Ngisadlulela phambili ke. Okwangisiza ke nokwakwenza ukuthi ngiresign emsebenzini. Nakho ngicela ukubambe kahle. Kwafika usheriff eofisini ezofuna usiboniso mjali. Wambuza kimina, ubuza ubani usiboniso mjali? Nami ngaqala ngathi uneyinkinga usiboniso mjali kwamanje emsebenzini ulovile. Kwathiwa angeke yini ngathatha lama document ngimnikeze mayisefika. Wanelwa wathi usheriff kuzomela ngisayine la, hayi ngathi hayi ngeke. Ngeke ngisayene into zakhe. Ngicela ukuthi nje ngelanga elithile eshiftini yakhe emayebuya lapho ngisho ishift engazi ukuthi ngi-off ngayo ukhuluma nosiboniso futhi ngalowo mzuzu futhi angisambheki nasemahlweni kuyezwakala ngikhombisa ukuba business ekhompyutheni angisazi nokuthi ngithayiphani kodwa ngifuna ukuthi abone ukuthi nesikhathi nokuba busy emsebenzini kungime ngendle wangajabulela into eyodwa ukuthi wafika ama-colleague engekho ngoba manje ngangiye ngiphike ama-colleagues enjani ekhona wahamba usheriff waya kuphi eLamonti sengihlala kuphi mina emafletini mangifonelwa umfowethu omncane ngithi hey ungasho ukuthi ngihlalaphi shono nje na ukuthi uyahlupha uxakekile washacima ungayisayini leyo nto kodwa ishiye lapho ngizoyibona mangifika lapho kanti futhi kulowo nyanga kuzophindeke kwenze njani kungena amaganishi ngaleso sikhathi imali yakho yayiganishwa nje ngendlela abathanda ngayo uZuma nje owashintsha wathi ngcono siganisha u5%. uZuma lo angazi manje usekiphi inhlangano kodwa loyo ke ziningi nje izinto angenzela zona eziright kuyezwakala so kukhona nje thina semarket ezeyimali inqumo nje zaZuma zasenza ukuthi sithathe imihlomulo emihle ezimakethe ezeyimali ngoba icabinet wayishintsha manje namanje livele irandi lenze njani ifadalala anganoma wayazi ukuthi wenza noma ayingazi kodwa nje ayekwenza kwakuhlomulisa khona ngifaka ngolesihlanu wamkhipha ngomsomluko sahlomula asidluleke lapho ke siye phambili so amaganishi asenomthetho manje abantu mabekusabisa ngokuganisha ngithinte khona ngizokufortify with information namalungelo akho okwesibili ke ngakufunda ngicela ukubambisisa from the National Credit Act ngaqonda ukuthi okokuqala labantu bangifonela nango9 ebusuku sengilele ingene i-private call ngithi ngizwe ukuthi can we speak to it yabona ke lapho ngasengumzalwane nje ufuseke awukhipha fast ngoba indlala ibanga ufuseke sebusuku manje wenanja ngegama lika Jesu awuboni yini ukuthi emva kalokho ngizothi ngiyaxolisa inkosi bese ngiba right ngafunda ukuthi kuyilulungelo lami ukuthi labantu ngibatshela ukuthi bengangifoneli between 8 ekseni nantambama ngesikhathi somndeni. That is the National Credit Act esho njalo. Number 2 kuyilulungelo lami ukuthi ngiphinde ngiba notify in writing ukuthi bengaphinde bengifonele kwifoni yasemsebenzini beshiya ama reference number nemlayezo yeinkinga zami zemali kuma colleagues because lokho ngiyehlisa isithunzi. Kusho ini lapho i-National Credit Act. Number 3 ithi National Credit Act uma sebengikhumbuze once a month bengaphindi okwesibili ukuba bona ethi bekufonela omunye izolo nomunye ukufonela futhi namhlanje uthi hayi besibekuyi reminder uthi umthetho mase nginazisile ukuthi ningikhumbuze kanye enyangeni nje kanye qhwa ningenze njani ningaphindi kusho ini uthi umthetho ningangifoneli after 1 ngeweekend ningangifoneli ngeholiday kusho ini uthi umthetho uma isikweletu sesiphele iminyaka emithathu ningaxhumananga nami sesi-expire That is the Prescription Act. Siprescribe-iwe leso sikweletu those unsecured debts. Yabo ama-account, ama-loan, not imoto, not umuzi. Lezi ezinye. Umuzi nemoto is a secure debt because the debt is secured by the house or the car. It can be taken to recover some funds. Uyawuza umthetho uthini? Uthi mawungifonela uthi ngangikweleta uBG noma uSales House noma uStarter Fords. Uyabona manje ukuthi hayi bephinde besho ukuthi wawukweleta 200 rand ngo1996. Uyayikhumbula leyo nto? Mawuvuma bethe lalelake kuzomela si-arrange ukuthi uyikhokhe leyo mali. Wena ucabanga ukuthi bakhuluma 100 rand. Mawuvuma siyabuya leso sikweletu na yonke interest ka 28 years. Okusho ukuthi wawukweleta 200 rand ukweleta 10,000 suvumile by virtue of you agreeing over the phone. Ngicela ukukhumbuza amabhenke namanye ama-creditors ayayipheshiwe isikweletu esiprescribe-iwe. Ungavumi ukukhokha isikweletu ekuthiwa sesi-expayile. Futhi baphula umthetho ngokuthi bekuphesiwele isikweletu esidala. Yenze njani? Ungavumi ngoba kuphela u3 years bengaxhumananga nawe. Whether ububaleka kwabalekeka successfully noma nje kwenzeka nangatholana, the mere fact that u3 years uphelile sinje njani? Ngokwe Prescription Act. Sisabamsene lapho. Angisho ukuthi kusukela manje balekani. Ngithi mina yibani responsible and pay your debts. Ngicabanga ukuthi kuyezwakala ke manje. Ngaphathe kabuhlungu mangifunda i-newspaper ngithola ukuthi khona umuntu owacommit suicide because ukweleta u18,000. Ngithi umadodana wayimosha imali, wayimosha impilo. Thina sikweleta angaka sikhona manje sesivike ngani ngomthetho ovikela abakweleti. Siyinkuzimalanga zani zabakweletu futhi sesiphethe amalungelo ethu. Sime ngawo kanje manje. Nekholi mayingena sinelungelo lokwenza njani? Lokuyirecord. Angithi baqale bethi please note this call is recorded. Nawe yenza njani? Record. Kodwa wena recordwa ngephepha. Mayethi ngicela ukuconfirm i-address. Nawe confirma eyakhe. Yes, unelungelo. Sikhuluma ngento enzima kabi la imali. Ifuthi lena ayithinta inkinga zakho. Ubani lo ngizovele ngikhulume naye ngenkinga zami zekweletu ungamazi ukuthi ubani. Ngifuna ukumazi, ngifuna zangitshele no supervisor wakhe lapha emsebenzini ukuthi ubani. Kuyezwakala? Ilungelo lakho lelo. Why ngisho so? Ukuthi labantu bama debt collectors ba rude. Bakwenza ufile small mabekufonela. So manje fanele ubabuyisele ethi asibuyele encwadini yomthetho kulotshiwe. Kuyezwakala? Ngembhalo ya ku National Credit Act ingakufanele ku download iPDF ye National Credit Act uzofunda amalungelo akho. Uzobatshela kahle ukuthi ngokombhalo we NCA kulotshiwe. Kuthi ungangifonele ngalesikhathi. Bye bye. Kodwa I demand i-apology. Kuyezwakala? Ngoba mabenginika isikweletu bangibiza ngo Mr. S. Mase befuna imali angisesiwe no Mr. But when are you paying back the money? Be honest. Ama creditors mayithinta, be honest. I don't afford to pay. Then they will give you power ngokuthi bebuze wena ukuthi how much are you affording to pay? Kuyezwakala? Mosibona ukuthi isikweletu sincane, awubabuza ukuthi can you give me an amnesty? How much can you give me off to pay this debt? Benginceda omunye umama wase-PE bamdiscounte ngo 60% ubhadare 40% off phelile loan. Makuyi Black Friday they can give you up to 80% off. Angithi uyazi ukuthi kune company ezithenga ama debt book. Ibhuku lekweletu. Bese ufonelwe enye inkampani sikutshela ukuthi sewukweleta thina. Lokho uyakwazi nawe futhi ukuthi ubuyele kwi document ye agreement, ye credit agreement. If ye ingastipulate ukuthi these debts can be sold, wasayina leso sikweletu ne right ongasikhokhi. because these new people awubazi futhi awunayo i-agreement nabo. The last point ongayisebenzisa ukhokha izikweletu zakho isibiza ukuthi i-avex average uqala ngalesi esikhulu lesi sine-interest enkulu lokhu usincenga kancane uphusha imali eningi kusona ngenxa ukuthi ufuna ukuthi i-interest enjani iyehla i-capital makudrop i-capital le-interest enjani iyadropa. Angithi ubonile ipoint lokuqala engithe yenze njani qala ngalesi esinjani ngase ngiyabuya ngithi uma i-interest enkulu kusuthi kuzomela uqale ngalesi esine-interest enkulu utheklise sona. That will be another strategy. Esinye strategy ongasebenzisa we call it debt mediation. Okusho ukuthi mina as a financial advisor and a debt counselor I can send a proposal for you to your creditor noma uyisende wena. Usho ukuthi I no longer afford to pay this installment. Can you actually reduce my terms? Bazo reduce installment bese kuthi ukwanda i-period. That will be positive because uzoba nemali esalayo kancane. Lapho ke akusi debt review wena nje uxoxe nama creditors and ama creditors asho ukuthi sikwehlisela kangaka, and if you agree on that you work on it. Are we together on that one? Number 2, if you are behind on your car installment, call the bank. Tell them that I'm no longer affording. Can you actually reduce and review my installment? The bank will do that because they can see that you are now struggling, but they will prolong the term. That is positive. You need that car. Are we together on that one? You negotiate yourself, and you awubaleka ukuthi hayi sengiyobaleka bayoze beze yani beyile. Mayise khona i-room of negotiating ikhona. Mawu behind on your property repayments, you call the bank and tell them that, can you give me a break? They can give you up to 6 months break to sort your things out. Communicate. Tholeni lolu lwazi sikhona, okay? Sikhona ukukunika information ngoba enye into esafarisha abantu, they lack access to information. Wena nje la emqondweni information ekhona uzalo nomkhokha iyona into ifit ingqondo kakhulu uMamzobe. Uyifunda kakhulu leyo. I-TV uyibuka from 6 to 10 Monday to Friday without fail 50 hours a week. Singakayibali weekend ngoba i-weekend uqala ubuke obubuka iviki lonke. Buke konke futhi. What are you learning? We must balance life. Entertainment is balance. Life is not all about entertainment. Sisaqhubeka la sivala la izikweletini. Umusu kwisimo sokuthi usungadlelwa umuzi, udlelwe imoto, nomholo wakho usumncane kunezikweletu, izikweletu sezingaphezulu komholo, usudinga i-debt counseling. I'm a debt counselor, to be specific, usudinga mina. Asenze meeting with Zoom, noma siyenze online on one-on-one basis, siyilungise lo nkinga. Ngokwama solutions esingawabeka etafuleni, and you decide from there. Are we together on that one? The beautiful thing is that I'm just a stranger. Angisoke ngisho umakhelwane wakho. Abanye baye befike kumina ethi Siboniso, before siqala imeshini ngicela ukuthi ngizokhala ngithi mana ncaneke ngilungisa ama-wipe. Ngiyezwana. Ngiyengilokhu manje ngifila sorry, I'm experienced debt counselor, so kudala bekhala ngibalinda bethule ngithula ke siqede siqhubeke. Thiwa kanti icoach awunazwelo ngithi lalela asisasebenzisa ama-emotions manje. Let's do the work. Ngiyezwakala uzokhala mawufika ekhaya. Kodwa njengamanje let's do the work. Okay? Bese sisilungisa leso simo. Sengiyazibuza ukuthi ngangena ngize ngibisho komashonisa besibhamu kwakwenze njani. Namhlanje sengiyazi ukuthi uNkulunkulu wayefuna ukuthi aqala ngicwilise la afuna ukuyongithuma khona. Ukuze ngithi masikhuluma nabantu, ngikhuluma ngento that I've been through yona. mina angizange ngidecide ukuba u-debt counselor kodwa ngayizwela ngibizwele khona kodwa ngoba ngibhabhadiswe yizwe ikweletu ukuze ngisize umuntu khona omunye ungivele ngimhleke ngithi ha ukweleta 35,000 istress esingaka so into engekho lena hawu uthini ngithi into engekho lena athi angisalali ngithi angolala mawusuka la namhlanje nje uyolala zwana ngami into enjani lena and after 3 months uthi hawu coach yazi ngiyabonga kezwa because silokhu sikunika izifundo ezimbalwa ngoba sifundiswa ngesikweletu ukuthi siphatha kanjani uwina kanjani ngaso futhi uphuma kanjani kuso makuukuthi si out of order. Are we cool on that one? Sebenzi wethu loyo bese ke sibuyela ke epointini lokuvala lokuthi is never too late. Uma wazi ukuthi nasi isikweletu siphezulu kwamandla ami ungastress kakhulu akekho noyedwa umuntu owake waya kathiwa nje nimbone eseWestville prison ye-account yaseWoolworths akekho ngeke uye ejele inkinga ijele kuba yileli mawunesikweletu kuba ngathi ijele yileli kodwa kubalula masuwazi amalungelo akho. Don't take another debt to pay. Don't borrow from Peter to pay Paul. Kezwakala mawunga afford ukukhokha yisho ukuthi anga-afford ukukhokha. Mina ke zazithi mazingifonela uma kuukuthi ngifonela u-African Bank futhi bayadelela kusho ukuthi banendluzula ba-aggressive ngangibatshela ukuthi yabona ke bengizokukhokhela kule nyanga sengizofaka u-absa wena ngiyakukhipha nje ngoba awuzwa uyadelela. Kuyezwakala ngibatshela ukuthi niyoze nithi bhuti yabona nje mawuserude angikhokhi ngizonaka laba abanye ngoba nibaningi niyabanga le mali ayiningi ayineneli wena nje njengoba useza nje ngengqondo nje angikubali. Kuyezwakala sengazi namalungelo ngizokubeka nje egcineni wena wedelela ngizofaka laba abangasho ngolutho abalinde mina uzobuya esethi okay wawukweleta ucabanga ukuthi uzokhokha ngani ngithi wena unazo ezakukweleta wena nje wena njengoba ungifonela lapha e-call center awuholi phela ngiyazi awunazo yini wena ezakho ikweletu sekuyimini orude sengazi ini amalungelo. So mongenazo ikweletu you may find this irrelevant and boring but ukhona oyedwa nje othi information osuyichazile iyangisiza ukhona nje oyedwa naphamisa nonke manje bengibuza oyedwa asidluleni ke lapho ngiyabonga sibu